Okay, let's check in on the NBA now. We're on Friday. Atlanta Dream player Angel Reese made contact with Toronto Tempo forward Nayara Sabally while the two players battled for a rebound. Now, Sabally fell to the floor with an injury, but the officials called the foul on Sabally, not on Reese. So the Toronto Tempo coach, Sandy Brondello, complained from the sideline that Reese was, quote, protected species, a comment that many condemned then as racist. And that resulted in Brondello being suspended for 1 game as the league said her comments violated the standards of professionalism and respect. Reese responded on social media and tagged Brondello, writing, "Are we surprised?"
Yeah, but this situation could have been blown out of proportion. Brondello is an Australian, and in Australian sports, protected species commonly refers to a player, coach, team, or official perceived to receive preferential treatment. So regardless of this, Brondello apologized for the remark, writing, quote, "My frustration was with the officiating, but my words unfairly put the focus on you." So Victoria Churchill is a U.S. political reporter for the Daily Mail, and Eli Thompson is a Gen Z journalist. Great to have you both this morning. I'm going to start with you first, Victoria. Do you believe that this was taken out of context as to what we were hearing right now?
Thanks so much for having me back. And I absolutely do think that this was taken out of context. As you point out, Sandy is Australian, where that term is a lot more commonly used when talking about sports, particularly professional sports. But I also want to point out that this term and similar terms have actually been used here in the U.S. to describe players in other leagues, namely the NFL. I found an instance where this was used to describe Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and a similar term, endangered species, was also used to describe, of course, Tom Brady. So the rhetoric and similar rhetoric has been used even here in the U.S. to describe star players.
Yeah, and that's where I was familiar with this term, but when it was used for the best hockey players,
right,
people don't attack them on the ice because they're protected, they're special. Reese, though, said that she appreciated Brondello's apology, probably the best thing to do.
Sure.
And she said that she was grateful for the WNBA's ban.
I appreciate Sandy's apology, but also appreciate the love and support that I have had for the last 48 hours. It has been very overwhelming with a lot of love and also other things.
Well, Angel Reese has been involved in a number of WNBA controversies, so she seems to be involved in situations like these a lot where things kind of go sideways. Victoria?
Well, absolutely. You know, Angel Reese is no stranger to controversy, of course, going back to her days back in, for example, 2022, 2023, when she was a college player. She's had a number of clashes with, of course, Caitlin Clark. Those two were in the final days of their college careers when they played against each other in the women's college basketball final, when, Reese did her "can't see me" gesture that, of course, gained kind of global fame or notoriety, depending on how you view it. But, Reese is, partially due to that incident, somebody who attracts kind of an outsized attention from the media compared to even some of her other colleagues in the WNBA. And so I think that she saw an opportunity to turn more attention onto herself and to make herself the story. And, she's really ridden out this news cycle that, I think in a way that we should see is not surprising based on her past actions and comments.